Greetings. Today we want to look at Flickr and give a little tutorial how to use it, what it does. After you get your account and you log in, you will be taken to a page like this, and you'll notice the URL is just flickr.com. Post some pictures from those people who you are following up there. One of the things that can be helpful is to know how to point people to your Flickr page. So if you click on the U button, you'll notice the URL changes up there. And if you copy and paste this, you can send it to people, put it in discussion boards or whatever it is, and then people can click on that and go right to your page. This is what they call the photo stream, and that's what it basically takes you to. And it just puts in order all your photographs from your most recently uploaded to the last uploaded. So if I scroll down here, I'll see that I can go further and further back. 1, 2, 3, 4 pages I have here. You do need to be aware there's a limit to how much stuff you can upload. So if you upload everything, you might max out. So there's my name, my handle. I have 280 followers, 458 people following, and a little picture of myself there. The U button here has the camera roll, which is similar to PhotoStream. It just lists things in order of date, so it might be easier for you to find your stuff that you uploaded if you have a general idea of when you did that. Also can be handy because then you can look and see when you did that, when those photographs could have been roughly taken or at least uploaded. Under this U button we also have albums, and albums are useful. Some people load all their photographs up into Flickr, and there is a pro account which you can pay for and get unlimited storage. I use it more as a sort of gallery, and all my works are finished bodies of works. So I have a couple albums here celebrating the national parks because I enjoy the national parks. And then we get into various bodies of work that I've created. Most of them pretty formal, some of them a little less formal. And if we click on these, you can click on this one, and it takes us to our album. And we can, there's a little statement here, and if I click on this, if I hit show more, I can, I have a full-blown artist statement here. You can read all of that. There are 28 photographs in here, and then these are in the order. You can arrange these in whatever order you want, and you always need to think about arrangement, presentation, and photography. Sometimes order can make a big difference in how people read and interpret your images. So if you want to create an album, you can click on album, and you go right here, and it says create new album. And this is useful. Most of my classes, I have students put their projects into albums. So when you do that, you can put in the name of the project there, or the name of the body of work, whatever it is. You could put an artist statement down here, or say whatever you want about it. And then you just drag and drop images up here. And down here, this is your timeline, or your photo stream. And it's the most recently uploaded to the later uploads. So you can kind of go through these and find the images you want, click and drag and drop, and do that a couple times. If you want to reorganize, just click and drag, and you can reorder them. If you want to delete an image, you just pull it down here, and you see at the bottom it says it will remove it from the album. And so this is how you can arrange your albums. And I don't want to keep this blank album, so I'll say yes, discard them. And we also see here that we can batch, organize, edit things. See, if we go back to my photo stream, yes, we will leave that. And I click on, we'll go back to you and go back to albums. If I have an album and I want to edit it, if I click up here, I can actually edit the picture that's behind here. This picture, I can select whatever picture I want. If I want to actually rearrange the album later, go to Edit Organizer, and then that allows you to rearrange, add, subtract images, change your statement, change the title, whatever you want. So, just because you put up an album there doesn't mean it's absolutely set. Now, of course, one of the first things we need to do before we can even create an album is we need to upload images. And if we go here on the right, there is an upload button. So if you click that, you can just drag and drop, or you can click here and choose and find your folder, or you can bring your folder up and drag and drop from that folder into here. And I suppose we can go through that process with this. Take a random photograph. Doing some self-portraits this morning. And drag and drop, and you can hit upload one photo. Before you do that, though, you can assign some things to the image. We can add people, tag people, put it directly into an album, alter our owner settings. So we can also change the size, rotate things. So we can make some adjustments to the image, or dictate where they go in Flickr as you're uploading them. So, all right, well, I don't want to upload this image, so I'm just going to go click on your photo stream, and then I will leave the page and not upload anything. All right, so there's uploads, there's albums. Of course, like any other social media site, we also have settings. If you click on your picture up there, I might just put a little camera picture if you don't put a picture there. There's your sign out, how you sign out. Settings can be important too. We're putting things up here and we want to share them. So, here's your personal information. You can manage that, who can see what. There's how you change your buddy icon, your picture. Screen name, you can edit that. Delete your Flickr account, you might need that at some point too. Privacy and permissions, probably the most important things to look at. Who can download your images, anyone, or you can change it to just people following you, or no one, or however you want that. Largest shared image size. Let's see, who can add stuff. XIF data, that's your metadata that's attached to every photograph. When your digital camera takes a photograph, it assigns things like aperture and shutter speed and white balance and any other information that's recorded. All that can be uploaded and shared, which can sometimes be helpful and useful, because you can look and see, oh, what was the aperture and what was the shutter speed that person used to create that photograph. And you can kind of use it as a learning tool. So I like to see that certainly in my classes. I like to check out your XIF data and see what how your camera's set up and how you're using it. Could be a little bit big brothery too. But anyways, so new uploads. Who will be able to see these things? That's an important thing sometimes. Who can see your photo streams? You can have only you or anyone. I'm pretty open with my Flickr. Like I said, I don't post a lot of things. Mostly this is a professional art site for me. So, I don't really control who's looking at it, who's using it, or even who's downloading things. Though I'm also pretty careful with when I upload that I upload smaller images, not full scale. So people can download them, but they're probably not going to be able to do much with them because the files are fairly small, 1400 pixels at the longest dimension, or probably less. All right, so that's how we can control things. Here it says anyone or only you, your friends, your family. We can assign those things too. So we got that, and we'll just return to the account page in case I made any changes I didn't want to. Who can add notes, tags, and people? Okay, all right. So we got that. There's email notifications, like if someone follows you, you get a notification that will pop up here. You actually have email in your Flickr account. We'll look at that in a second. But it also goes to the primary email address. Right here's my primary email address. And so if I get a notification, it goes there simultaneously, and you can change that if you want to. So, there's all sorts of options here, sharing, extending. You can connect it to probably Twitter, looks like Tumblr, might be Facebook, yeah, here. If you want to check out your Flickr mail, click on that, and you go to Flickr mail, and these are your communications. So you do that. If we want to, talking about, I have groups. So I'm trying to get to a person's page here. When you look at somebody's page, you can search them, and you can hit following. If we click here, or if you just hover over this, you can click down, and then you can assign friends or family to these, and that's how you can do that. And that's can control who can see your images. So you have some control. If you have images you only want family to see, you can upload them, and then it can still be there, but only people you assign as family. Of course, they have to have a Flickr account to see those things. So, all right. Let's see. The other thing we can also do in here is we can also do some editing of images. So if I were to click on this image, if I go down here on the right, I can see that there's this little pencil and paper and edit image. If I click on that, edit in aviary. Now there's not a lot of editing options, but you can do things. You can make things black and white, or we can warm them up if we want to, cool them off. You hit apply if you want to keep that, cancel. We can change the brightness of it, make things brighter or darker. We can also change the size, which can be useful. We can crop our image. Like, I don't like this really long, elongated format. I want to do this. Or there's even set cropping. So those can be helpful. There are more as we go over here. We can draw on it, put some words on it, correct the red eye of my landscape. So we have some tools and options with this, and we can do some simple editing. Global, what we refer to as global editing. We're changing the whole image mostly. I want to close that. All right. So we can do some editing in Flickr. If we click on Flickr, it just takes us back to our basic page. We click on here. It takes us to our more personalized page. I think that covers most of the big issues about it. If you have any questions, let me know.